welcome to Coffee with Tea. I'm standing because I want you guys to see this t-shirt today. See, it's made by my good friend of 30 years, Yvette Fulton. You get to choose your own quote. You can go to Qt online. You can either use one of their phrases or create one of your own. In my cup today is chamomile blush, and it's pretty good. I like it. I'll never forget years ago, and he's probably going to kill me for saying this, but my husband said, you ever reach that point in your life where you just realize it's not going to happen? Even though it was my decision to go in a different direction, I realized I'm at that age where the NFL is probably not going to call. Where, like, this is it, bruh. Probably coaching or something like that if you still were interested. But right through here, it's probably not going to happen. And I think we all do that. Listen, a couple years ago, I saw an interview with a guy named Chad Hyman. Chad was a guy who worked lifting barrels of hay with equipment. Barrel hay falls on him, makes him a quadriplegic. Had praying parents. Praying parents had been to a conference with a guy just weeks before who happened to be a paraplegic. They had the holy boldness to call this guy up and say, "Can you help our son?" Long story short, he did. Chad wrote a book. When I saw this interview and heard this guy, it was amazing. He helped me with so many things that I realized I'm still disappointed in, and therefore not putting much more effort in the new direction that I'm supposed to be going in. And I'll never forget, he said this: as I'm putting my clothes on, realizing how quickly I used to do this, I think it doesn't matter. Just do what needs to be done. He wants to be able to be the best at his new responsibility, the new body he's responsible for. That's adaptation to change. But I want to share with you, there is something that you're not going to be able to do. Something you really wanted to do that you hoped would come to pass, and it hasn't. Just do the next thing that needs to be done. If you're depressed about the situation, don't make it long term. Use that upsetness and anger, stand on it, and say, you know what? Despite how upset I am and disappointed I am, I'm just going to do what must be done. Chad also said this. He said, if I hadn't had the accident, if I hadn't become a quadriplegic, if I hadn't worked to come a little bit further from even that, I wouldn't be speaking to you today. He said I wouldn't be doing conferences and writing books. And most of all, most of you probably wouldn't even know my name. My friend, listen, I know you're disappointed about what didn't happen, but keep pressing in the new direction. Someone is going to be changed by your adaptation, and someone's going to remember your name.
Thinking that